Hello and welcome to a Number 9 Talk with my co-host here, Alwaleed. How are you, mate?
How are you doing?
Yeah, all good, mate. So, England 0-0 with Scotland. Give us your rundown on what you thought of the game and how England played.
Yeah, it was actually a great game. I know it's a little bit more than a little bit disappointed, but it's expectable. You know, it's like I'm not sure if I can call it derby in the British countries together. So I believe it was expectable. Um, Still in the group stage, we can fix the mistakes. Obviously, it was some mistakes in attacking. It was obvious today. Imagine if you play against Italy or France. You can't play like that. You need to uh, defensively. England were great, but in attacking, I found too many mistakes. Uh, Ben Chilwell, I believe he should start. No need to get rid of Flick Shaw. Both can play because the most difficult part from Scotland, the left side, they have Robertson and the Arsenal left back. So that's why they have a strong left side, and that's why Southgate play James because he's strong
Yeah,
defensively. So we should do the same and put Ben Chilwell and Luke Shaw on the left side. Two striker. Like I hope and I wish if Harry Kane play along with Rashford, one striker and in between six defender. It was much difficult for Harry Kane. That's why he was like all trapped the whole game.
yeah,
But we still Southgate can learn very much from this game.
yeah. I mean, looking at that, I mean, Jordan Pickford in goal, who always gives me the jitters every time he starts. Reece James, John Stones, Mings, and Shaw. I think it was a strong defence in my thoughts. But you look at Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips there, who were like the centre of midfield really, and I don't. I think they're very much alike in the way they play and in how their thoughts, because they're both kind of defensive. They're always pulling back. Now you've got Mason Mount there and Phil Foden who move forward, but they're always moving back to protect the rest of the squad also. And I don't find, as I said to you on the last show we did, I just don't find that there's a strong spine to that team. And totally honestly, I thought Raheem Sterling was quiet. I mean, let's give the Scottish a bit of credit there. They kept them quiet, and I feel that Harry Kane did nothing really for me.
Actually, I found it weird. Foden out and Raheem Sterling still in. Um, Even the change shouldn't be an expectable. Phil Foden, he did great today. He should stay. Mount, maybe Mount and Raheem should be the one who should be replaced by Grealish and Rashford. It's yeah, it's some change because Scotland play very defensive, good defense. So you need two striker to to um, to attack in between these forcement of legs of Scotland.
Yeah,
You're saying Declan and Phillips. They were great actually. They cover the whole the whole gap in England center back. I think they do it all right. It just as I said, it's attacking issue. It's the team same isolated
yeah,
isolated. Grealish, he play. Someone should tell him that you play for England. You didn't play in Aston Villa. He used to play this and Aston Villa because you are the best one in Aston Villa.
yeah,
But you should change the way you play, because you are playing with the best. You are playing with the Premier League team. You should change. You should play forward. You should play, not hold the ball for yourself. You should be become the glue for the isolated player in the front. I believe England will, and Southgate will learn too many lessons today, and I hope tonight, and I hope against Czech. We have difficult game against Czech now, because if we say maybe Croatia, let's say Croatia win against Scotland, they will have 4 points. So it's gonna be difficult counting. So we need to win to get the first place at least.
Yeah, it's definitely a point earned out of that. I think Scotland did well themselves. They created their own chances to take the lead. Really, I mean, if you look at the one that's off Stones, hit the crossbar, and who was it? O'Donnell, who almost scored for Scotland, and it was kind of an even game all the way through. But like I said, you think you've got to give the Scotland team some credit and all that.
Yeah,
but
Kieran,
like I said, it's definitely a point earned.
Kieran Terry and McTominay, John McKean, they really did it great, and to stop England. But to sum it up, Scotland play 100% of their power. England play 50% of their power.
Yeah. But how would you feel, or what do you feel is England's chances of even reaching the final at the moment? Looking at the way we play and the players that are playing,
that's why we need to be the first, at least to avoid the strongest team in the 16 round, because this will make it much easier to reach the final or semi-final at least. It will I believe some changes. He will not play the same against Czech. He will do some changes, that's for sure.
Yeah. How would you have rated? Just let me bring up the. How would you rate them out of 10? Starting with Jordan Pickford.
Pickford from 10. Okay, let's say he was. He wasn't much tested. I saw him shouting a couple of times. He was angry because some shots from McKean and some player from Scotland against, and it wasn't covered very well. But I can give him 8. James also 8. John Stones, I can say 8 also. Mings, he also 8. Luke Shaw, maybe let's say 7. Declan Rice, Phillips, both they are getting 8. Mason Mount, I give him 6. Foden, I give him 7. Raheem, I give him 6. Harry Kane, I give him 5.
5. Oof. I mean, if I went through, Jordan Pickford, I would give a 7. Reece James, I would give. I think he had a good game, so I would also give him an 8. John Stones, unlucky with not scoring, but I'd give him a 7. Tyrone Mings did well, so I'd give another 7. Luke Shaw, a 7. Declan Rice, a 6. Calvin Phillips, a 7. Mason Mount, a 7. Phil Foden, I'd give an 8. I thought he worked his socks off, to be honest with you, and just couldn't find a way through. Sterling, I would give a 7, and Harry Kane a 5. I think I'd agree. I thought he was very ineffective.
Yeah, and he's the captain. That's why he should the most one to blame. He's the captain. He should have his experience. He should direct the young players, direct Foden, direct Rahim, direct Mount. They are all young youth lads. He should the one who organize them, who become them not isolated as we saw. Maybe talking with the coach. He seemed also a bit tired for me, or maybe he was really marked by Scotland player, but this should be easier if he play along with another center forward. I wish if I saw Rashford and Harry Kane together, and as I said, I wish if I see Ben Chilwell, because I think he was the best left back with Luke Shaw this season. They both can play together, as we see with Robertson and Thierry Henry.
Yeah. As we both just said there, I thought Scotland made a good game of it. They seemed organised as well, and made it very difficult. So, I suppose if we look at it from an England point of view and what we've just watched, and giving Scotland that credit, we can also say that England, I think they both deserve the point off the back of it.
Yeah, it's it's maybe sometimes it's a historical game, derby, as we say, could be said, the derby. So this expectable, like sometimes we play with the rival, and this games it's become tough. It's like everyone to want to prove himself. So that's why everyone play 100%. I think the both teams focus on not to lose. More, they want not to lose much more. They wanted to win.
Yeah.
So this is what the difference today, but I think things will change hopefully from the next round.
Okay, moving on from England. Just wanted to wish Saudi Arabia all the best in the road to Qatar in the FIFA World Cup. I've just been looking at the last few fixtures. 3-0 against Yemen, 3-0 against Singapore, 3-0 against Uzbekistan. Hat trick of 3-0s. So a hat trick of hat tricks.
Yeah, actually, it's we good. We have good preparation for these games, and we hosted the tournament. Because the COVID epidemic things. So I think we everything was working for us. If you put the picture of the countries or the teams qualified, so I will explain what will gonna happen. Now we have there was six group. The first and the leader of every group, he qualified directly to the third quarter of the qualifiers, and they got the best five from the second and the standing table. So we have Emirates, Saudi Arabia, Korea, South Korea, Australia, Iran, Japan, Lebanon, Vietnam, Syria, Oman, China, and Iraq. From these six, they already been divided, but not completely. They're putting heads of the two groups. So each group will have six teams. Two teams from every group will qualify directly to the World Cup in Qatar. And there is a half seat between the third from each group. They will play together, and they will have a long journey with South America and America to play external qualification. Only one will be. So it's most likely it's very difficult to play against South American team. So it's very but it's half seat. And Qatar already because they are the hosting the tournament, they will play directly, and they will play the qualifiers just for practice, and their result will not be counted.
Yeah. Well, as I say, I mean, I was watching them the other day against Uzbekistan. I was quite impressed with them, tons with you. And you've got this coach here. What's his name? I can't remember his
Harvey
name.
Renard. He's
That's
French
the one.
chef. Harvey
Yeah.
Renard. Yeah, he been.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came maybe since I think 2 years. Uh, he's active, attending attending most of the matches in the Saudi league. Really choose the good players. Nobody, usually with national teams, you can say, oh, why he didn't call that player? Why he didn't call that player? But actually, no, he bringing the most fit and most skillful and helpful players. He make a good team. The picture you are putting out there. This is the captain of Saudi Arabia and captain Al Hilal, Salman Al Faraj. He's a great center midfielder. He's the joker. If this terms could be all right to say, he's the joker. He can play left back. He can play attacking midfielder, defense midfielder, center midfielder, and he's the captain of the team. And he got injury at mid of the season. He went out for 4 months, and Al Hilal team and Saudi team, we were suffering from losing him. Actually, this kind of his kind of player is very difficult to replace. And if I can compare it to one from England, or maybe which he's look like, I can say he looked like, let's say, Gerard.
Oops.
Yeah, he's. I can say he's like Gerard of
Yeah.
Saudi Arabia, Gerard or Lambert. Yeah, this one is the most talented player in Saudi Arabia. Now he's in 28, 29 years old. He's number one player for me in Saudi Arabia now. He's ready to be play in any league in the world. Uh, uh, at the beginning, he was, he's like any young lad. Sometimes he's not expert, make mistakes, but now he reached the level of complete player. It's good addition. And he's good addition for any team, and he helped Al Hilal to win from his goal against Jabani and Urawa team in the 2019, and make Al Hilal win the Champions League of Asia since 20 years. We didn't win that champion, and
Yeah.
I wish if I hope after takeover, maybe after let's say 1 years, maybe Salim will join Newcastle. Yeah, this is Yasser Al Shahrani, unique player. MashaAllah, and he's very fast. He have a great stamina. Remember Park Ji-sung from Manchester United, the Korean?
Yeah.
He's the yani, he's the same or better. Great stamina. He just been called, also with Salim Al Dosari, being called to join Tokyo Olympiad, because Olympiad Tokyo, the Olympic in Tokyo, they are 23 years old, but they are allowed to call 3 older player, and he's the one with Salim and Salman Al Faraj to join the Saudi Olympic team. Uh, Great player, very fast, good stamina, great stamina, very helpful. All the teams suffering from playing against him, and I can match him to whom? Let's say, uh, he's Ben Chilwell of Saudi Arabia.
He remind me a bit of Marcelo, to honestly, from Real Madrid.
Marcelo, yeah, actually, yeah, we can see Marcelo in the best stage, yeah, but but Marcelo, he's a legend, yeah. But one thing about Yasser Shahrani is still the crossing. It's improved his crossing, but still not not the thing. Not the cross we want to see, but other skills. His other skills covered his mistakes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, this Abdullah Madu, he's a young player. center back in Al Nasr club. I think now we are lately we lose great defenders because they become retired, and he's the one who come and alongside with Ali Al-Blahi, and he's strong defender, and hopefully he will, usually the defender uh, get experience and get better with age. So I wish if after maybe 2 years he will become number one defense in Saudi Arabia.
Yep. I thought he played very well when I watched. He looked tall, strong as well,
Fast, yeah.
and like kind of reminded me of the name escapes me at the moment. Sol Campbell. He reminds me of Sol Campbell a bit.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna say it. Yeah, I was looking for the names. Exactly, he's like Campbell. Exactly, yeah.
And you've also got this fella here who
Yeah, this fella. Yeah.
I was impressed with. He's a young lad as well, and he's quick. He's energetic. What would be your thoughts on him?
His name is Gharib, which is mean Arabic. In Arabic, his name means strange. Yeah, he's center forward, wing player from Al Ahli club from Jeddah, and I think he's the recent star in Saudi Arabia. Very young, skillful. Still, sometimes he's maybe sometimes he's his experience. I can say he looked like Werner, exactly same Werner.
Yeah.
Werner, the German player.
Yes.
Yeah, it looked like him and the play style.
Yeah. Yeah, kind of. Yeah, kind of see your thought in all that. So what I want to say is that I did watch, and a few people said, "Well, why aren't you watching the proper football?" But like everyone else, but I was just interested to know, because the thing is, in my thinking, is when PIF do take over Newcastle United, would they insist on, or could they push forward a couple of the Saudi Arabian players, just to promote that the PIF now or Newcastle United? We've brought some players in from Saudi Arabia, and that would market in Saudi Arabia then, really, wouldn't it?
Well, yeah, actually, and maybe not all the player, but if we say after 1-2 year, maybe I think maybe Yasser Al-Shahrani, the left back, have a chance. I'm just see the age thing. Salim will become, I believe he will become 30, 31. So I don't know. And this sometimes, it's very, it's also a possibility, Salim, because, in his age, 30 to 32, this is the peak. 29 to 32, this is the peak. And I believe he can do too. And also there are great players, young, and still they have not fully chance. Maybe, sometimes we see now England with Phil Foden, Mount, they got chance in this league, this tournament of Euro. We didn't see that 3 years ago in the World Cup. So I believe the next 2 years we will have more qualified player. They can have a chance in England, in Premier League, or other league. Salim was playing in Villarreal 2 years ago. He played for 6 months in Villarreal, and he do great there. But the thing was, actually, to be honest, sometimes it's the deal. We have good players and they are ready to play in Europe. Some of them play in Europe, but what's the problem? It's the money. They are getting much more money here from the Al Hilal, Al Ittihad, Al Nasr club. So that's why the offer in Saudi Arabia much more than the offer in other countries. Because let's say, for example, Villarreal, they will not take Salim. They will not pay Salim more than Al Hilal paying. That's why he not playing. And it's not mean he didn't succeed there. He succeed, but the amount of money. It's, and imagine, for example, I play for 10 million in Saudi Arabia, and I've been offered from good European team 2 million. Why I should go there? Some players, the younger players, maybe they try and said, okay, I will try. But if you have already taken this kind of money, you will you will avoid to lose that.
Yeah. So I'm gonna play that. I think I played this last time, didn't I?
Remains in dispute with Newcastle, who have since secured their survival to the Premier League next season. Your reaction to them staying up, and is there anything more you can tell us about how those talks, those legal disputes are going?
Well, they're in the Premier League, and they'll be pleased about that. But there's nothing I can say about the takeover or any talks.
Yet again with that video, it baffles me how he can be a chief officer of the Premier League. He's just a bumbling fool, the way I see it. Looking at Richard Masters and what is coming towards them from Mike Ashley on the CAT case and on arbitration. What comes first? You know, we've all come on to this point where, you know, is the CAT coming first? Is the arbitration coming first? Is it going to be settled out of court before either of them starts? You know, what is your thoughts?
He obviously looked not comfortable. Didn't see that coming. The question, he didn't see it coming, and this is the problem with some positions in very matter organization. Lately, we can see that everyone gets position. He believed that خلاص, his own everything, and his say should be followed, or order he should be followed. He should be facilitator. He should be facilitator for his job, facilitate the investment, facilitate to promote the Premier League, not just fighting and try to avoid investment just for his sake or his benefit, his and his associate. And this is obviously he taking this personally, and this shouldn't be. We have nothing against. It's not personal, but all the leads say that he taking things personally. Mm-hmm. And he should answer this question. It's better way, and in better way, at least if he just pretend, if he pretend like that he's, and he can't say, he can't do better than that, much more.
Because we've also had Ben Jacobs as well, weighed in a few times. I think I have a photograph of him, but I thought I better not use that and be nice. But he's weighed in. I mean, I've listened to him on other podcasts. I've read some of his articles. I mean, like I've said before, he says that he's talking to people on both sides, on all sides. He's always digging to find out every fact he can before he puts something out. But the way I say it, he never puts anything out from a positive side. It is always negative, and just to get anything positive from him seems to pain him.
Dom, sometimes when he say I talk to both sides, okay, maybe he's honest, but how you talk to the both side? Mm-hmm. He mentioned sometimes in Steve Roth's show that he talked with maybe with Yasser Ramayan, the expected president of Newcastle after the takeover, hopefully. Mm-hmm. He said, I talk to him. If you ask a question among many journalists and you ask, this is not talking, this is not a resource. If I said I have a resource, that I mean I talking to him personally, at line, me and him only. This is the source, and this is if I said I having sources of both sides. But if he asked him in general press, that's not mean he's talking to both sides. I don't believe he's talking to both. He just maybe ask Mr. Yasser Ramayan something on public, but this is and this is normal journalist, not a private source, or not talking to a side in much more details, because usually in the press you can't leak more important information just to answer diplomatic answer and general talk. So I question his sources. I think he only source he have from BN Sport, and I'm sure that now I think he getting more popularity just because Newcastle, and I think if there is no takeover, nobody will know about him at all.
No. Well, I mean, you look at great lads like Liam Kennedy, who often is on Steve Wraith's show, was on the Loaded Mags, the Loaded Mag HQ, and I find him, he's honest. He always seems to look like or sound like he does his job well. I mean, make sure he has all his sources, or as he says, is all ducks in a row. But we never know who everyone is talking to. That's the point. I mean, and I suppose any journalist can come out, well, I speak to this person, I speak to this person. There might even not be speak to them people, but at the end of the day, with the journalist like Liam Kennedy, at least he seems to be able to back it up, rather than Ben Jacobs.
Yeah, I very much like Liam Kennedy. He's honest. Great lads, talk with a specific, but people doesn't sometimes differentiate between opinion and or breaking news, like his story with Keith Patterson regarding Mike Ashley adopting the breaking about adopting the case, the cat case. So this is the sometimes. Even for our experiment, Dom, sometimes you can say something and you notice, for me, if I talk to my family, I said something, everyone of my family will take it in his way or understand it his way. So difficult understanding of, and this is just members of family. Imagine the whole Newcastle fans. Everyone have his own understanding. Liam Kennedy, all what he says, facts, and sometimes he's saying his opinion. So there is different. If he's saying facts, it's fact. But when he say opinion, it may sometimes it's he expecting. He doesn't have the nobody have the 100% information. They analyzes the thing, the media, the sources, and take opinion sometimes just opinion. This is the difference. So I think for the last 48 hours regarding Rafael Benitez story and some talk in Twitter, this is it should, and as Steve Ritz said, it shouldn't be more than disagreement on opinion. That's all. I have opinion, you have my opinion, but I hate sometimes looking through your old tweet and you try to attack me in one of my opinion. And sometimes the tweet, this is important though. When I say the tweet, it's not a fact. When my tweeting is not facts. Sometimes of my tweet, it's opinion. Sometimes I'm angry. I just want to express my feeling. Sometimes I delete my tweet. I said, okay, why I said that? It's a mistake. Sometimes you realize that and you delete it. So it's if I do a tweet, this is opinion. It's not like I am putting only facts on tweet and marking every word. Okay, I should be careful, but sometimes it's easy. It's fine to say opinion. So I believe that tweet from Liam, it was an opinion. Some people take it as fact. and this is really it's really a bad thing.
At the moment, I mean, I put out a tweet recently to say, why are we at each other's throats? Why are we getting at, other fans? Look, an opinion is an opinion. You have an opinion. I have an opinion. That person and that person has an opinion, and they're all differentiating. And it's that's your right to have a different opinion. But if there is people out there that think that their opinion is gospel, and that's what you should think as well, and maybe it's not, but then you get attacked just because you've put that tweet out. And I honestly I don't bother tweeting. I just say, thanks for your opinion, thanks very much, and we move on. And it stops, because if you argue with them, you could be there all night, and they could be, really horrible and nasty, and you just go, yeah, thanks for your opinion, Terrell.
Yeah, and, add to that, Dom. Sometimes people, it's like keeping inside. It's collecting inside negativity, and when they find something, they talk in passionate way. So sometimes I get some trolls. Sometimes I get, not in Twitter, even during my work. But I try to understand that sometimes the person hold a lot of negative things, bad energy. You just want to go it out, and sometimes you are not lucky, and this explosion or this negative energy, he just choose you. The destiny choose you to have it. So to let go sometimes is much better, and just let go. I find some account saying and unfollow me, or saying bad things or negative things. But sometimes I put myself in his position, and I can understand why he said that. Even if it's bad thing, I know that he's angry or maybe bored or have negative energy. He just want to release it. So it's your bad luck that he chose you for that. So just not everything deserves to stop on it. Just let it go and move away.
That's the one. You mentioned Rafa earlier on. I was just about to bring that up about it was kind of broken by Jim White to say that Rafa Benitez was off to Everton, and now we're hearing it may not be going through, and it's all just a merry-go-round. And the problem is, when it first came out, you had people going, oh, well, if Rafa's going to Everton, that means takeover is off. And I said, look, there's other managers out there that can take us forward. There's other managers out there that we could choose, excellent managers who are going to do the exact same job as Rafa Benitez. It's just, I think sometimes we become too much in love with players and managers because we never want them to go, or we always want them to come back. That in progression in a team, sometimes I always say I would love Rafa to come back. Of course I would. But I always think we should never look back. If we're going to move forward with the takeover and move forward with a bright new future with Newcastle United, we need to be looking more forward in a new manager who is going to take us into that new dawn.
The thing with Rafa, I try to analyze what's happening. Rafa suddenly leave China. Since that moment, it was silent for Rafa. We didn't know. Rafa maybe good salary from China. Take a vacation after the COVID epidemic, and I think he faced bad time there. So he moved to England, to Liverpool. I think he live in Liverpool. So with his family. So he take a quiet time, and that when the rumors start. He wasn't linked that much with any clubs, so people were suggestion maybe or opinion or think or hear, and it's more matter of opinion than more it's a fact that people in their head, in the fans, he's not taking any job because for Newcastle. I think this is what was happening from beginning. if Rafa take another job in 2 or 3 or 4 months or during the season, I think it will be normal. But now we are in difficult times. We are waiting the cut, the arbitration. We are in the level and the end stage of this thing. We will gonna have a decision soon. So this is a crucial time. So, and we hear at the same time that Everton link with Rafa. So that's why and I think I did some search. Last game I think for Rafa it was in January in China. So that's maybe 5 or 6 months ago. And I think he stopped earlier. Maybe he end of contract January, but I think maybe last game was in December. Anyway, so that's long time. And 6 months, fans, most of the fans, if not all of them, they are thinking, okay, he waiting the takeover to go through to come back. So maybe this is true, some truth on it, but it wasn't a certain. It wasn't something for sure. I don't think. Just this is also an opinion. It's not a fact. Yeah. This is an opinion. Maybe he was.
He knows what's going on.
maybe. Do you think maybe he wasn't offered? It's very hard. Like for example, if I want to offer you a job, though, it's very hard. I offer you something, and I'm not sure or not 100% if when it's gonna happen or the position will be clear. But maybe he can, maybe hear some talks, or maybe someone talk him that we will consider you, just taking the soft yes or early yes, soft yes. Maybe are you okay? We are thinking of taking the job. This is just speculation. I just expect expectation and expect that. But we didn't know what happened with Everton. Maybe the guy is bored. Maybe he went to teach, went to coach. Maybe he went to stay in his family city. Maybe he loved that. And he's fine with the coaching. Maybe he have good talks with the Mushiri. But the good news, it's still not didn't finalize thing. Maybe we see Tottenham now their trip for hunting a coach. We heard that Conte is certain for Tottenham, Conte, and suddenly collapse. And these things, it's you can't say, you can't be sure until he take the picture in the Goodson Park. This will be the fact that it will be not the end of the world. And I believe Rafa, even if he go to Everton, I believe in near future he could join Newcastle. Let's face it, Everton, they are not holding. And you see, they have Ancelotti. I think in 1 year or less than 2 years he left. So I don't think, it shouldn't be. He will not spend his whole life in Everton, I believe.
Yeah. I think with Rafa Benitez also, I think he would do a good job at Everton. Let's be clear about that. I think he would do an excellent job, but the fans won't want him at all. The Everton fans, and they've shown that with all the banners outside the ground. Go away, we don't want you. And it's not nice on Rafa Benitez, but they've made their feelings known. That if that were to happen, it would just be chaos amongst the fans.
This is strange. I know the fact that if he coach Everton, this will go away. But it's very hard to go to a club and the fans not welcoming, or big percentage of fans not welcoming you. This is not helpful for a start, because let's say if they lose some games, they will get angry against Rafa. But I believe Rafa know that, and maybe he will do some contract. He will have the penalty if they sack him. He will get some amount. The coach do that, or usually, because they know that the coaching is very very dangerous job. That any moment you could be sacked. So يعني يعني this is not a good start. But if it happened, and I think they will accept. يعني you can't say يعني how many, maybe 1,000 fan or 2,000 fan, maybe this the one who do everything. See, let's see with Steve Bruce. We were all against Steve Bruce, all fans, but we will stay up. And we kind up. We were happy. We congrat Steve Bruce for his coach of the month, and everyone was laughing and happy. So this emotional passion, I think it will end. It will will be, they will put it in the bed once everything is settled. So I don't think it's not impossible for him to stay, but I hopefully actually really, and I hope this will collapse, and I hope he will not going to Everton. Let's hope that.
Well, if Everton and Spurs are looking for a new manager, we've got a great candidate. Come on, take him.
Yeah.
I mean, according to Luke Edwards, he's the best coach on the planet.
It's funny that, it's funny. It's funny when you say Lampard sacked, no from Wolverhampton sacked. You say great manager sacked, and he's staying. And no, not just he comment that. And when I see, I think before the game against Chelsea, and Steve Bruce was saying that, Lambert, he was good. It's like he was like crying out for Lambert. It's very weird. It's a very ironic world. And there is I was trying to find the new sites, and I found site that you know it. I think it's expecting what the possibilities of the coach to be sacked, the rank. You know that site? Like first candidate to be sacked to Steve Bruce, but actually he's staying. So I think people lose some money on that.
Oh well. Just going to come on to possible transfers out, which we hope not. There has been the likes of Arsenal and other clubs around Europe looking to pick up St. Maximin. I would say you would have to pay a pretty penny to get him prized away from St. James's Park. I mean, he's on a 7-year contract, and also he's done really well in the Premier League. So I'll be looking at 50 million plus if anyone wants to come in.
Well, if Joe Willock 30 million, St. Maximin not at least 60 million. Really, because I think in dribbling, I think he's one of the highest record in the world dribbling during the game, and he's helpful for Newcastle very. And I think maybe you can say he's number 1 player in the Newcastle. And I know he have some mistake, but every player have the thing. But it's changed lately. It changed lately. He was in the beginning and mid of the season. He was just dribbling. Sometimes it's work and score great goals like Burnley games, or both Burnley games actually. And sometimes he getting injury quickly and start limping and go and change and be away for a few games. So what happened when he came back at the end of the season? He was trying to play from 1 touch or 2 touch, which was helped the team a lot. So I wish if him stay, and I don't think now any team. Okay, let's say St. Maximin. I don't think he's ready to play with the top, like Manchester City or Manchester United. So they will. But Arsenal, you said Arsenal, right? They are thinking of Arsenal. This is just a teasing, or maybe they know that Newcastle United want Willock. So okay, you want Willock, give us St. Maximin. It's like kind of this deal, because they will not. Arsenal, I don't think they can now. And Tottenham, they pay that much of money in one player. I don't think they can do that. So maybe they're trying to get Willick. Okay, take Willick, give us St. Maximin, and maybe 20 million. It's like that, I think. But I don't think this will happen. And if was the deal, I think Willick will stay in Arsenal and St. Maximin stay in Newcastle. If there is a swapping thing.
Yeah. And also Joe Linton has been taught that
that's when he can go.
He can go this summer, but I can't see it myself. They've paid a lot of money for him. I don't think they get a lot back on the deal, so I can't see him moving on this summer.
I read something for our friend Stuart Benman. He said, if we take 40 million at the time, we pick Joe Linton for 40 million, and if we just pay or buy Petty Queen currency instead of Joe Linton, now we will have 160 million. That was a good crack. But let's I can say Joe Linton a little bit, maybe 15% he gets better at the end of the season.
Yeah.
And let's be honest.
Yeah.
See Fraser also with Steve Bruce. Steve Bruce putting 3 or 4 lads in the front. Sometimes this is difficult. He wants every player to play like St. Maximin, and this is very difficult. So it's not sometimes a great player nowadays. Something we didn't used to hear before. If you go to the media and read and Twitter, read about transfer, you will see like Crystal Palace, Zaha. I want to move. Okay, you see this. This title. Zaha tell the teams and tell the coach or the teams or management of the club he want to be in transfer window. The player X want to be transferred to. He have contract. He should he should respect the contract. But lately, no. Okay, it's depend. If that coach coming, I'm leaving. And this is really happened a lot lately. So so this is difficult. So the coach, it's important. So if Steve Bruce happy with Joe Linton will stay.
Yeah.
And no, I didn't think someone, no club would want to. Remember that there was also. Sorry, let's think. There was a funny tweet at the beginning of the season. Last season when we went to buy Wilson. Bournemouth asked for 20 million for Wilson. And what was the correct? They were saying that Wilson need 20 million to get, or 20 or more than 20. So Newcastle says, okay, we can give you 20 or 19 with Joe Linton. They said, and Bournemouth said, okay, we are happy with 20. That was a great joke. It was really funny.
And also, how long can we hold on to Martin Dubravka? I mean, his showing so far in the European year has been outstanding, and I could see a couple of bids maybe coming in from after the tournament.
It's funny now. I didn't see the game, but I see some jokes on Twitter that Newcastle fans deleting the tweet, the positive comment for Dubravka, so to just keep him from big team's side. But he's a great he's a great goalkeeper, and he's 32, I think. So if some club struggle, if a big club struggle in goalkeeper, I think he's a catch. I can't now thinking maybe, and let's say Spain. In Spain, I don't think they are in need, and I don't think they are able to pay that much of money now in a goalkeeper for their budget. Paris Saint-Germain, and so if maybe Premier League, maybe Arsenal. I think they're struggling goalkeeper. So maybe Arsenal. So maybe but good that we have at least we have Darlo. One of them should stay in Dubravka or Darlo. I can't. And with all respect, with Gillespie and Woodman from, I think he loaned to Swansea, but I think he should. Darlo or Dubravka, one of them must stay.
Yeah. I'm going to wrap that up now, Alwaleed. Thanks for coming on. It's been a pleasure. It's been a good show, I think.
Actually, yeah. And next time, Dom, we will do on my channel. We'll try to find good time to change the routine a little bit. We can say maybe show like family show, like bringing some songs from England, some songs from Saudi Arabia, some Arabic Geordie words, just to little preparation for the takeover,
hopefully we'll keep our fingers crossed.
Yes.
Well, thanks very much, Alwaleed, and see you.
Good night
again. Good night, mate.
Hi, good night. Bye.
No, that was Alwaleed. Thought it was a really good show. Really enjoyed that. Hope you got a good insight into our ramblings. Just want to announce that my new logo. So hopefully we'll all give that a change and bring that one in. And also for me to say my sponsors when I find them. footytowels.co.uk, who are makers of this little beauty. If you go to their website, footytowels.co.uk, and go when you cash out, I think it's about £20 for that. There's other towels there if you want to give them a look see, and it's if you put my channel name into the discount box, you'll get 10% off. They also come in their own little microfiber towel bag. So if you want to give them a look, and also NUFC Hotspot makes the pin badges and other memorabilia and also coasters and things, and they make this little beauty here. I think they've still got some in stock if you want to give them a check out. They're on Twitter. If you just type in NUFC Hotspot into your Twitter search, they're there. Take a look at their website and pick up your St. Maxim pin badge if that's your thing. So we're going to say good night now, and as always, good night. Wait, let me get my mouth off. As I say, good night, and I'll eat your Rajis.
No!